For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Monday, the 24th day of June, 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. And to remind you that this segment of the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we do wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I need not tell you that For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I have the privilege and honor of being your host. My name is Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. The beautiful radio voice of the old gal, Miss Susan Watson, is waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. WhatsApp us, 3261. You can also call us from that number as well. And don't forget, you can follow us on YouTube. You do that simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. So let's first of all look at the birthday shout-outs. And if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday today or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us if you want us to give them a shout out right here on For the Record. So first of all, we've been asked to send out birthday greetings to Natasha Evans Hides, and those birthday greetings are coming from your godmother, Miss Paulette, and also from Aaron. So birthday greetings to Natasha Evans Hides from your godmother, Miss Paulette, and from Aaron as well. And we also look and we see that yesterday Colvin Smith celebrated a birthday. So we want to wish him a belated happy birthday. Also, Crystal Godet celebrated a birthday yesterday. Let's see if I've missed anyone. No one. And then we also, and I'm going to read this because she really deserves recognition for her contributions that she has made to Cayman society. And this is was on Facebook and shared with us by Miss Lucille, going to celebrating the birthday of Miss Daphne Orrett, also known as Aunt Suki. And so Miss Daphne, also known as Aunt Suki and a former legislator, happy birthday to you. This was yesterday. Your amazing courage, contagious humor, and boundless creativity have touched so many lives. Your ability to make us laugh is an incredible gift that lifts our spirits and brings so much joy. Your simple yet profound sayings hit home, reminding us of the power of clear communication and understanding. Your legacy as a legislator advocating for the protection of women and children is truly inspiring. Your bravery in standing up against male counterparts has been such a powerful force for highlighting gender equality and proper treatment. Your treatment of females. You've paved the way for young women, showing them that they too can achieve greatness. Your captivating voice has this magical ability to charm and evoke emotions, inspiring us to use our talents to make positive changes. Your journey into politics, coupled with your dedication to entertainment, showcases your multifaceted courage and determination to make a lasting impact on society. As you celebrate another year around the sun, know that your active presence and zest for life serves as an incredible inspiration to us all. Age is just a number, and you show us that we can continue to enjoy life and make a difference no matter how many years have passed. Thank you, Miss Daphne, for being a legendary and iconic figure in the Cayman Islands. Your influence and the legacy will be celebrated for generations to come. May your birthday be filled with boundless joy, infectious laughter, and the love of those whose lives you've touched. And that was sent by Miss Lucille Seymour to Miss Daphne Orrett. And only Miss Lucille could really put it the way that she has verbalized it here. And I want to thank Miss Lucille for that, and also for the opportunity to share that with our audience right here on Radio Cayman. That is what we have to do, folks. We have to lift up our people. We have to lift up those persons who have contributed positively to the development of the Cayman Islands. And we shouldn't just be celebrating them when they have passed on, but celebrating them while they are alive as well. So we are also asked to send out belated happy birthday greetings to Tricia Peters. She also celebrated her birthday yesterday. So Miss Tricia Peters, belated happy birthday to you as well. And talking about celebrating a person's legacy and their contributions, on Saturday at the auditorium at the Clifton Hunter High School, a huge group of people were there to send off the late Donovan Ebanks. Really, truly amazing individual. Very unassuming person. And we heard so many stories about his life, his two children, Josh and Maggie. Their tributes were certainly moving as well, and so many stories were shared with us about his life as well. It was really moving and amazing to see so many persons there, as well. But again, folks, I want to remind you that give those kudos while persons are alive, so that they can certainly hear what you have to say about them and be able to appreciate it as well. With that, we're going to take our first commercial break. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Radio Cayman is government-owned. Radio Cayman's first broadcast was in Easter of 1976. We officially began broadcasting in December of the same year. We used to end our broadcast day at 11:30 p.m. and signed off for the night. Years later, we began broadcasting 24/7. Radio Cayman is a hybrid of community, public, and commercial radio. Radio Cayman offers news, talk, and music. And our sister station, Breeze FM, which was started in the 80s, offers music and news headlines. Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet, because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I gonna keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Just in time for summer, it's the sizzling hot appliance sale at Brand Source Home Gallery. Save 25% off all appliances now until the end of June. That's 25% off on all appliances at Brand Source. Don't miss this opportunity to replace aging appliances and get 1 year plus warranty on new appliances. The sizzling hot appliance sale now until the end of June at Brand Source, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 for details.
The real magic of the Summer Olympics is closer than you think. Coca-Cola is giving you the chance to win a trip of a lifetime to the Olympic Games in Paris this summer. Just grab any 2 8-packs of Coca-Cola or Sprite products at a participating store and you could be jetting off to see the Olympics live and in person. It's an all-inclusive trip for 2. Don't miss out on the action. Find your nearest participating store and enter now. Follow the flame to CaymanToParis.com.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. We expect to have Dr. Steve McField in the studio with us at some point in time this morning again to continue that great conversation that we had on Friday. We look forward to your participation in that. Of course, if you have any issues or any subjects that you want to raise, as long as it is proper to do so on air, please feel free to call us as well. We've going to continue with the birthdays as long as we have them. So we've also been asked to send birthday greetings to Todd coming from his sister Tanya. So Todd, happy birthday to you. Also, we see that tomorrow, Miss Anna Rose Washburn is celebrating her birthday, as well as Mr. Robert B. Arch celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Yesterday, Mr. Waldo Parchment celebrated his birthday, as well as Stuart Wilson also celebrated his birthday. Florence Walters McGrath also celebrated birthday. Crystal Gadet celebrated a birthday yesterday as well. I think some of these we may have mentioned on Friday, but that was in advance. So we're giving them a double happy birthday shout out. So this one would be on Friday. It would have been in advance of today, it is a belated happy birthday to those persons as well. Do I have any more that I need to share here before we go on to talk about other things? For those of you who are royal watchers, of course, you see and hear, some of the things, unfortunate illnesses in the royal family. So we see that BBC News has reported that Princess Anne has been admitted to hospital after a head injury, and it says that Princess Royal has been admitted to hospital after she suffered a minor head injury and concussion on her estate at Gloucestershire, Buckingham Palace. Princess Anne, who's 73 years of age, is expected to make a full and swift recovery after an incident at her Gatcombe Park estate on Sunday. That was what was said in a statement that was issued. Sources suggest her injury is consistent with an impact from a horse's head or legs. And as you know, Princess Anne, or now known as Princess Royal, she's an equestrian. The king has been kept closely informed and joins the whole royal family in sending her fondest love and well wishes to the princess for a speedy recovery, the statement added. Princess Anne's trip to Canada that was due to begin at the end of this week has now been postponed. She was injured when she was out walking on her estate and horses were nearby. The cause of her head injury is unconfirmed. Emergency services were called to the estate and the princess was taken to Southmead Hospital, which is in Bristol. She's expected to stay in hospital until later this week as a precautionary measure for observation, a Buckingham Palace statement said. Her husband, Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence, and her daughter Zara and son Peter were on the estate at the time. Her husband then traveled with her to hospital. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said, and I quote, "The Princess Royal has sustained minor injuries and concussions following an incident at her Gatcombe Park estate yesterday evening. Princess Anne has been known as one of the most hard-working royals, carrying out many engagements. Her sense of public duty combined with a no-nonsense approach has helped her status as one of the most popular royals, with consistently high approval ratings in opinion polls. She's known for her interest in horses and her achievements in equestrian sports, becoming the first member of the royal family to compete in the Olympics in the Games in Montreal in 1976. As the second child of Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, she was third in line to the throne when she was born, and she is now 17th in the line of succession. She is married twice. Her first husband, Captain Mark Phillips, is the father of her two children, Peter and Zara. So that's the news in relation to Princess Anne, also known as the Princess Royal. Now, we know that there was another Princess Royal as well. As a matter of fact, we had a park where our current Parliament building now sits, where that was named Princess Royal Park as well. Going back to the ceremony for the late Donovan Ebanks, and they spoke about his upbringing, spoke about Mr. Craddock, his father's contribution to Cayman society as well. one of the stories that I would like to add and to share had to do with a meeting that was being held at the town hall. So before we had our Legislative Assembly building, or the meetings of the Legislative Assembly were held in the town hall. And there was a British warship that was out in the harbor, I believe, and I stand to be corrected. Anyone knows exactly what the issue that was being debated, but I believe it had to do with the cadastral survey and the legislation going with that survey, accompanying that survey. And because of the public activity and the public outcry, they had battered up the windows of the town hall, because as you know, the town hall had those windows in it that you could actually look through. And I remember many times when they would have dances and stuff like that, I'd be too young to be able to go into the dances, but you take a little peek through the window and stuff like that. So the windows had been battered up, and Mr. Craddock actually, it is said that he went outside and pulled whatever it was, the plywood or whatever, off the windows and said, we're not going to, our people are not like this. We don't have to barricade ourselves from our people, and removed it as well. It goes again to show you the stature and conviction of the man, Mr. Craddock Ebanks as well. Some of the stories also being told about Mr. Donovan Ebanks, and I should point out that his very good friend, former MLA Mr. Ezard Miller, he read the obituary as well. One of his pet projects within the Cayman Islands government was trying to get the government to transition from the legal pads that were used to the 8.5 by 11 letter size pads, because he saw it as a waste. So he wanted to get rid of that. And then one of the other stories had to do with when they were purchasing a car for the governor. Of course, that particular governor felt that it should be a Jaguar because we're a British Overseas Territory. And of course, Jaguar is a British product as well. So it should be a Jaguar. And Donna, who was in charge of that project, said, oh yeah. And I think we ended up with a Crown, not a Crown Victoria, but the upscale one to that. We ended up with an American car instead, as well. That was the nature of the man. Didn't talk a whole lot, but his views were reflected in his actions as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record, and the phone lines will be open after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
Whole grain crackers, nut butter on deck, canned and dried fruit, gotta keep that energy in check. Next on the list, you gotta have water. Gallon a day for our son and daughter.
What are you up to?
Just repeating my emergency checklist for hurricane season so I don't forget.
You could just read the Live Well blogs by Foster's and CG Britt K online at livewell.fosters.ky. The latest blog even outlines what you need to stay safe for hurricane season.
Live well, huh? Okay, I'll check, but only if you drop the next verse.
How about with Foster Supplies, you can handle the swells. Stay safe, stay ready, and always live well.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Island.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Jury selection is expected today as the former premier and father of the House heads to court facing a rape allegation. The Honorable McKeeva Bush has denied the charges, which stem from an incident reportedly dating back more than 20 years. On Friday, he heard his application to delay the trial had been refused and would move forward today. A visiting justice has been appointed by the governor to preside over the case of sitting MP for West Bay West. The leader of the Progressives opposition is asking the tourism minister to focus on developing a new strategic tourism plan. In a video message, the leader of the opposition, the Honourable Roy McTaggart, reported that at a recent Public Accounts Committee, it was revealed the tourism ministry would not produce a new plan until December 2025.
The future of our tourism industry should not be left hanging for another 18 months. Businesses and families in the tourism sector are already suffering due to the ministers' and government's inaction over the past 3 years.
Mr. McTaggart says the industry requires, quote, a reimagining of our tourism and marketing strategy.
This work cannot wait until after the election. The opposition is willing to collaborate with the minister to start the much-needed revision and update of the tourism plan.
He says his opposition will work with Minister Bryan to start the, quote, much-needed revisions and update of the tourism plan. The full message can be found on the Progressives YouTube channel. Radio Cayman has reached out to Mr. Bryan for comment. In the meantime, serving in his role as the Caribbean Tourism Chairman, the Honourable Kenneth Bryan met with his Grenada counterpart and other CTO members at the Council of Ministers meeting recently. This meeting allowed the organization and its member representatives to discuss matters related to how the region can better collaborate. It was part of this year's Caribbean Week program. While there, the minister, along with the Director of Tourism, also attended the Caribbean Media Awards luncheon, which highlights and rewards journalists and influencers whose work significantly contribute to the promotion of Caribbean tourism. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News. At least 22 people have been killed in a large fire that broke out at a lithium battery factory near the South Korean capital. The fire service said 18 were Chinese nationals. 8 others were injured. The number of dead in last night's church and synagogue attacks in Dagestan has risen to 19, 15 police and 4 civilians. The Kremlin has dismissed the possibility of another wave of violence in the Northern Caucasus. The French far-right leader says his national rally is ready to govern if it wins a majority next month. Jordan Bardella also ruled out sending troops or weapons to Ukraine that could hit targets inside Russia. Apple is the first tech firm to be formally accused of breaking new European Union competition rules in a preliminary finding. Firms that break the Digital Markets Act can face fines of up to 10% of global turnover. As many as 21,000 children are estimated to be missing in Gaza, according to the international charity Save the Children. It says many have become separated from their families in the chaos of the war. The top U.S. general has begun a visit to Africa, where he will discuss America's future role in fighting Islamist militants in the Sahel. In a dig at the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, newly elected opposition MPs held up copies of the Constitution as he took his oath in the lower house. A fugitive Bulgarian drug lord wanted in several countries has surrendered to police in Sofia after years on the run. Tamayo Perry, a Hawaiian actor best known for his role in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie series, has been killed in a shark attack. He was bitten while surfing on Oahu, his home island. And that's the summary from BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
This is Cody Scott, and I work in the water and wastewater sector. I am concerned about the vulnerability of our island's freshwater resources to climate change. Less rainfall and sea level rise affect the amount and quality of our natural freshwater. Households and the agricultural sector depend on these resources, as do our wetlands and forests. Protecting our freshwater resources is a critical priority. To learn more about the climate risk to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
Can you tell me what does a turtle do on his birthday? He celebrates!
Celebrate your loved one's special birthday with a birthday shout-out live on For the Record with Mr. Orrett Connor, only on Radio Cayman. WhatsApp your loved one's name to 925-3261. That's 925-3261. Radio Cayman's birthday shout-outs live on For the Record with Mr. Orrett Connor every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands. From Tortuga Wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune. Call 949-9570 or 525-9571. The 8 a.m. weather update. Brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
I was undercover and had just recovered the stolen artwork, but...
Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long. I found the art thief in France, but ended up becoming somewhat of a local celebrity. So I had to stick around for a while. But I was able to handle all my insurance needs with CG's online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 83 degrees. Relative humidity is 85%. The barometric pressure is 29.93 inches and rising. The wind is southeast at 5 knots. Overnight low temperature was 79 degrees. Synopsis indicate light winds and seas expected over the Cayman Islands for the next 24 hours due to a slack pressure gradient over the northern Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area, which are moving towards the northwest. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s, with a heat index near 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures falling to the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. You can expect a high tide this morning at 10:49, low tide this evening at 3 minutes past 5. The sun will set this evening at 5 minutes after 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:50. And the outlook is calling for an increased chance of cloudiness and showers from Wednesday afternoon as a tropical wave approaches the Cayman area. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8 a.m. weather update. Brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Drinking water is critical after a storm. Your emergency kit should include a 5-day supply of water. That's 1 gallon of water per person per day. Store additional water for those with special needs, such as nursing mothers, young children, or people with illnesses. Keep drinking water in clean, non-corrosive, tightly covered containers. For more useful hurricane preparedness tips, visit the Water Authority's website at www.waterauthority.ky or follow us on social media.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Introducing the new Shoreline iMap. Discover over 300 plus public shoreline access points in the Cayman Islands by using a new digital interactive map of all the public access pathways and beaches. Test out the new Shoreline iMap today and get walking or driving directions, see 360-degree street views, and find out what amenities are available at any shoreline access point found on the iMap. Dive into a world of coastal beauty and adventure. Use the Shoreline iMap today by visiting gov.ky/shoreline. Presented by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Top of the morning to you. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming from the east, expect some delays as you head on down to Georgetown. Traffic on Cool Road is moving along slowly. Coming off of the Linford Pearson Highway and Agnes Way, steady traffic. Traffic steady coming off of Bobby Thompson Way and Huldah Avenue. Traffic is steady as well. Coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, traffic flowing at a good pace and flowing moderately on Edward Street out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, looking pretty good. Into Georgetown on Shedden Road, moderate flow of traffic. Of course, on the Linford Pearson Highway, some sections steady, other sections a little busier. If you've seen accidents or incidents, please give us a call here on Radio Cayman 949-6990. From the Westway 4-way stop, traffic is flowing at a good pace and moderate flow of traffic in both directions on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Summer's heating up, and so are the good times. Whether you are out on the water, enjoying the beach, or gathering with colleagues for an office bash, make it a feast to remember with Subway. From assorted sandwich platters to mouth-watering cookies, our catering menu has something for everyone. Perfect for groups of 5 or more. For food that's fresh, fast, and perfect for any occasion, choose Subway Catering. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Our diet plays a vital role in our well-being, and with diabetes rates on the rise due to unhealthy eating patterns, it's more important than ever to pay attention to what we consume. Left unmanaged, diabetes can lead to serious health issues like heart disease, vision loss, and kidney disease. Prioritizing good nutrition and working with a physician who focuses on prevention and symptom management can help keep diabetes under control and improve your overall quality of life.
Your health tip was brought to you by Total Health, comprehensive preventative health care in the Cayman Islands.
The mission of the National Conservation Council and the Department of Environment is to ensure our islands consider responsible use of our natural resources while preserving our native species and habitats for future generations. Learn more at conservation.ky.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
For
the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me now Dr. Steve McField. Before I say hello to him, we have a few more birthday shout-outs here that I've been asked to share. So we have Nettie Ann, who's celebrating her birthday today, and birthday greetings are coming from your mom with lots of love. And do I have any more? We did Todd already. So we had Nettie Ann there. Happy birthday to her as well. So, folks, with that, it is my pleasure to welcome again this morning in the studio with me to continue the conversations that we had on Friday, none other than Dr. Steve McField. Doc, good morning. Welcome. How are things? How was the weekend?
Good morning to you, Mr. For the Record. My weekend was great. I took a lot of rest on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to have gone over to Bendel Hyde's funeral in West Bay, but it was raining up my way a lot. So I decided I'm not going to go on the roads when the roads are not really safe. Mm-hmm. So I stayed home after that, and I didn't do much. I stayed home and read a lot, and did some research, and so forth. But I didn't do much on Sunday. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. One more birthday shout out here. So Terry Ann, Flo, happy birthday, Flo, from your mother, Myrtle, and brother Carlington as well. Happy birthday to you, Terry Ann. So, Doc, we spoke about this off air, and I was relating to our listeners and viewers the time when the late Mr. Craddock Ebanks went outside and basically started to pull off the plywood off the windows of the town hall, which is where the legislature met at that time, because we didn't have the Parliament building yet. There was a warship that was anchored in the harbor because they were expecting trouble. And you said it wasn't the cadastral thing. Tell our listeners.
It was an election in Georgetown that went the other way. When people went to vote in Georgetown, they discovered that nearly more than half of the Georgetown electors were not on the register. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they became agitated about it. And the government decided that they were going to call the warship in and bring the soldiers in. Now, I understand that some of the soldiers were in the town hall at the time, and they were armed.
Oh,
that's what I understand. And of course, the whole episode, the resistance against the voting, the non-registration of all those people who had voted before they were on the register, before they left them out, was led by no other than the late Edmund Seymour and the late Michael Johnson and so forth, the guys from Matilda's Corner.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they were the ones that used to conduct for the elections in Georgetown in those times. And the voting numbers in Georgetown weren't that many.
Mm-hmm. Even though it was still the largest district.
It's still the largest district. And when they went down in Georgetown, well, the town hall was one of the main polling stations.
Mm-hmm.
And when they went there, they discovered that their names were not on the register. And that caused a really, really bad episode with them and the administrator.
Yeah. And we should remind our listeners and viewers that at that time, we didn't have a permanent registry.
That's right.
So before every election, there was a time that was in law that was allocated for the register of electors to be compiled.
Yes.
And that was done by house to house enumeration.
That's right.
You went house to house and you registered those persons who were eligible to be registered at that point in time. And it wasn't difficult to see, when persons were names were left off that list.
The population was less than 10,000 at that time.
Yeah, much less.
Yes.
Okay, I believe we do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, OC. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Life has its ups and downs. And good morning to Mr. McField.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. OC, today is a very special day for Rosa and I.
Okay.
And,
tell us about it.
We have our granddaughter celebrates her birthday today, Miko.
Okay.
And we wanted to wish her a real happy and nice birthday.
How old is she?
I prefer to leave that.
Okay. It's not her age that you're concerned about, it's your age, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would really appreciate if you do that for me, man. Dress it up, Okay. I'll leave that to you.
All right, Nico, happy birthday today, coming from your grandmother and your grandfather, Mr. Lennox and Miss Rosie. Marks them right over there in the BRAC, as well. And big shout out to the staff over there at the bakery as well. We know that they listen every day to Radio Cayman and Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to For the Record as well. I believe we have another caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC and Steve.
Good morning. How are you?
Mr. McLean.
I'm almost. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm almost.
Almost there.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Yes.
He'll get there.
Yes.
But I just heard, I was briefly listening to you two about that fiasco by the town hall and with Mr. Craddock.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Steve and OC, you remember me coining this little phrase, you see our glory, you don't know the story.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Steve, those were men. Those were the days of wooden ship and steel men. They expressed their displeasure with any government, regardless of who it was, with the system, and they expressed it by verbalizing it and physically showing it. They went out in the streets. You remember when also and I am trying to recall this. I can only recall by pictures and whatnot with the Kardashian survey. You remember that thousands of people were in the street in 1972 or thereabouts still?
Yes.
We have lost that today, And I'm not encouraging people to go in the street and burn tires like other countries. But Caymanians need to start standing up for what is theirs, what they believe in, their rights as human beings, and more in particular as citizens of this country. We have lost the central piece of the jigsaw puzzle. And when you lose the central piece of any jigsaw puzzle, you don't get the full picture. And I want to see more Caymanians stand up. I listen intently to this argument going on with the National Conservation Council and Law Act. And I want to know if our people do not understand the system, the parliamentary system, the governance system we have. We elect representatives to go to the Legislative Assembly. And the majority of those that we elect to do that elect a cabinet and that cabinet is enabled by the legislature to carry out the daily operation and create policies. Therefore, we went and made a law which Ezra and I objected to. Everybody beat us up about it, including my good friend Alden, the then premier, and said that we didn't want that kind of stuff. And here we are, Steve, and this is your forte, Steve, not mine, but I've been there a little while, so I gained some insights and experiences as well. Wayne Patton has now come on the radio and in the media saying that the National Conservation Act law at the time was the most widely distributed law ever, or proposed law ever in this country. But when he went to the Legislative Assembly, he made 30-odd changes for that he had gathered from the people. Now, I want to know, what are they complaining about gutting the National Conservation Act now? When he made those changes without consulting the public, we made them down at the Legislative Assembly after much objection from Ezra and myself. There was a minister in there who got up and said he hadn't read it, but he was supporting it. That was the kind of representation. Yet our people allow other people to come here with their little concerns, their personal interests. You realize, Steve, it's them controlling the narrative now. When, like I told Bruce Campbell, you could only be somebody when you came here. You were, in your country, exactly what 1 grain of sand is on West Bay Beach to us. 1 grain. Okay? But yet, we put these halos around them. Who is best suited to know what this country needs? The people of it. The people you elect. No, I don't say that should be draconian, done in a draconian manner. But when you are dissatisfied with it, you express it physically and verbally. And if that does not work with all those down there, because the majority of the parliament just happens to be not in cabinet. So when that does not work, you remove them at the end of their tenure. And when that does, if you're too aggravated about it, the Constitution directs cabinet that they must be concerned about conservation. It is etched in stone. And if they're not, England will suspend the Constitution and get them in line. But yet, everybody that come here that living on pumped up swamp want to direct how this country should run.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
Hold on there for a minute for me, because I did some research. There's a lot of controversy about what the government is doing, and people are very upset. And I just want to start by saying that I am not in anybody's pocket. I'm not in anybody's pocket. So what I have to say is because it's from my own research, and I'm not beholden to anyone.
Me too.
But what the public, a lot of people do not understand. We do on this on the radio station here, that the government has the power to change any law in this country.
Thank you.
And that is enacted in Section 59(2) of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It says, subject to this Constitution, the legislature may make laws for the peace, order, and good government of the Cayman Islands. Now, Section 125 has the same power, but that is reserved to His Majesty. And that is not the same as the power in Section 81, the reserved power of the governor. Now, that reserved power is enacted in Section 52 of the Cayman Islands Constitution, giving Parliament full power to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the Cayman Islands. Is a common feature of overseas territories' constitutions. The exercise, and I'm reading from my notes now, of this POG power, this is what it's usually called for short, is often used by other parliaments for the national regulation of a particular subject matter. This power to make laws in relation to the matters due to their inherent natural nature should concern the Cayman Islands as a whole. In other words, there must be a national basis for the legislation. This POG power is different from the ordinary power to make ordinary primary laws as set out in Section 75, where any member of the legislature can bring a bill to make a law. And this is all backed up by case law, privy council cases, and in the courts they will not inquire as to whether legislation within a territory and within the scope of the POG power was in fact for the peace, order, and good governance, or otherwise for the benefit of the people of the territory. Now that is Privy Council, and I just want to lead you on to a recent case here.
Okay, Doc, I'm going to interrupt you. Mr. McLean, you can. Are you free to stay on the line? We have to go to a commercial break, but we want to continue. Are you okay to hold on the line?
Yes, stay on.
Absolutely.
Okay, folks, hang in there. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then resume the conversation with Mr. McLean.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet, because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Stay ahead with Total Health for all your healthcare needs. Their state-of-the-art facility offers specialist consultations, diabetes and weight loss, women and child, ophthalmology, ENT, dental, orthopedics, physiotherapy, on-site laboratory, imaging, and pharmacy, all under one roof. Total Health also provides comprehensive health checks for women, children, men, and senior citizens. Conveniently located in the Grand Pavilion on 7 Mile Beach Corridor. Experience a new era of preventive care in the Cayman Islands with Total Health. Because everyone deserves healthier living. Visit totalhealth.ky today and empower your well-being.
Are you ready to step into the future? Digicell's super-fast 5G network is here. Experience more lightning-fast speeds, more seamless connectivity, and more possibilities available with all Digicell bundles. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working, our 5G technology takes your experience to a whole new level. The future is here. Visit any of our stores today and join Cayman's super-fast 5G network. Digicell. Better connected.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have Mr. Arden McLean on the phone on one end and Dr. McField in the studio with me as well. Doc, you're going to share something with Mr. McLean?
So, Mr. McLean, the Privy Council has set out 3 different ways in which that power can be used. One, the gap branch is what they call to fill in a gap that in laws that has been left out. The emergency branch to where there's the government thinks there's an emergency, they can use that power. And the national concern branch, which I say would apply to the East-West Arterial Way, because the East-West Arterial Way is of national concern. The government has the right and the obligation through their cabinet to provide transportation to and fro throughout the country, and to provide goods and services, movement of goods and services and people. And any law that would prevent the government from doing that, the government can strike that down by using that power. Now, I don't want to keep it too long. The national branch, sometimes referred to as the national dimensions, allows Parliament to apply that power to legislate on matters of such importance that it concerns the entire country. And I would just refer you, because I have done extensive research on this matter, and this is just a summary of what my research has told me. In the recent case of the British Caribbean Bank Limited against the AG of Belize, Clean number 597 of 2011, the Belize government used that power to acquire a utility company because the utility company activities affected the whole of Belize negatively. So anybody who comes and says, and people are jumping up and saying the government is this and the government is that, I am not in the pockets of the government. I'm not in the pockets of the premier, but I'm only reiterating what the law gives the government to do. Now, personally, I remember about 2 years ago when we had the tsunami warning, when there was an earthquake off the Cayman Islands and shook the Cayman Islands down. I was in my office, and the government was telling us through the radio, get to higher ground, move away from the city, and get back east. And everybody was trying to get out east. One way to get to the eastern part of the district. And God forbid, if a tsunami had come, there would be thousands of Caymanians drowning their cars trying to get out of the city, because there was only one way out, as it is now, one way out and one way in. So, in those circumstances, I don't know what else the government wants to use it for, but I'm using it as an example because you called this morning, and I know that you were one of the architects of the East-West Arterial Way. And that is one of the things that some people do not want to finish. And I don't know if it's because the people who live in the eastern districts are not as important as the people who live in the West Bay area or the people who live in South Sound, or it's because they don't have any money, or it's because they do not want them to develop their lands, or whatever it is. It is a matter of national concern. And I say that there is no law in Cayman that can fetter the government's peace, order, and good government, the POG power in Section 59.2. And the same power enacts to His Majesty, Because let me just read what Section 125 says to you. He has the king has the same power as the government has in Section 1. He says, power is reserved to His Majesty. There is reserved to His Majesty full power to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of the Cayman Islands. And as I have said to you, that power is different from what is set out in Section 77 of the Constitution. Section 77 says, subject to this Constitution and standing orders, any member may introduce any bill or propose any motion for debate or may present any petition to the Legislative Assembly, and the same shall be debated and disposed of according to standing orders. That is the ordinary primary power of making laws. Section 59 is an almighty power that gives the government the right to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the Cayman Islands, and it's a plenary power, and it's used, like I said, to fill gaps in laws. It's used also for emergency, and it's also used for matters of national concern.
Okay, Mr.
Now,
McLean?
I am sure that the government has enough people in their cabinet and in the government that can determine what is a matter of national concern.
Okay, Mr. McLean? Mr. McLean, are you there? Nope.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Want to give you an opportunity to respond.
Okay. Let me, in furtherance of what Steve said, bring Steve's attention and the rest of this country, which enhances what Steve said, to this phrase, eminent domain.
Yes.
Now, yeah, we need to talk about that too. Okay? Now, you know what that means, Steve. You were with me.
Yes.
When we did that West Bay bypass, extended it because Gilbert got all kind of hold up from Dr. Brown and the Hyatt.
Yes.
And when I came in, I exercised eminent domain. I took Mr. Brown land. I took the Hyatt. You remember we run that right through Hyatt Golf Course?
Yes, right.
And then I went on and took Dr. Reed's. That's called eminent domain.
Yes.
Okay? Now, let's look at a recent exercise of eminent domain. When one looks in the planning and development law, it specifically says that government does not need planning permission if it's in the good governance and the interest of the people, something like that. I can't paraphrase it. I'm just paraphrasing it. Listen to me. Alden, as premier, exercised eminent domain with the dump when he went into an agreement with that dump. He said there will be no planning permission. That is what governance is about. I'm not beating up on Alden. He saw the need to avoid planning permission. It's eminent domain. Still, we cannot operate a country with everybody running it. It has the power to run this country, rightly or wrongly, lies squarely at the feet of the premier and her cabinet. And if anyone who wants to challenge that, they have every right to challenge it.
Yes.
Via judicial review.
Through the judicial review, but not members of the cabinet.
But that doesn't stop the reggae jam, though, you know.
No.
Oh, you can do anything you want. Remember McKeever took England to the court of first instance in The Hague about those tax treaties.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
Too many times we have sat down on our laurels and make everybody dictate the cabinet. But you know what the problem is too? What causes that, Steve? And I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. Our cabinet members in particular needs to read the Constitution and understand governance of a people. They're not running a fish shop
Exactly.
This is
Exactly.
not a fish shop.
Yes.
And if you cannot make decisions, get out of the way, because the scenery doesn't change from behind. You got to be up front.
Yes, and I remember and what you told us one time when you came to our meeting on the NRA, when I was the director of the NRA, and we were having trouble finding money, and you said, leave the financing to me. Go ahead and do the work, and if you can't do it, I'll find somebody else. That is almost the same thing as cabinet. You can have your own agenda when you go to the cabinet. You can argue with other members of cabinet, but when you go into cabinet and cabinet takes a decision, you have to abide by the decision and you have to defend it, because you are subject to collective responsibility. The doctrine of collective responsibility is a fundamental part of our Constitution. And if you cannot abide by it, then the Premier or the Prime Minister has the right to shuffle cabinet and to shuffle you out of the cabinet and go back on the back bench.
Okay.
What they don't understand, OC, is that there are so many countries that when you swear into cabinet on that day and you become a cabinet minister, the Prime Minister walks around with a letter addressed to him with your place for your signature on the bottom, which means you're resigning. He tell you keep that safe, because the day you're ready, the day I ask you to leave, sign the bottom of it.
Of course, some of them will deny that they do that. But
Yes.
I don't know if you can stay any longer, Mr. McLean, but we have to take another commercial break. We're going to try to hold you on here until 9 o'clock. Send us the bill for your phone bill if you're not calling on WhatsApp.
Yes.
We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to ask you to stay on, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
So much happening so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my health care instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777. Speed into Dream Carnival with Digicel, Cayman's #1 5G network. Win day-wear packages and aftermath tickets by activating a 10-day Prime Pro bundle or paying your bill on time. Don't miss out on these epic events. Go to your nearest Digicel store today or activate a plan in the My Digicel app for your chance to start fetting today. Digicel, better connected.
The 23rd Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Tranquility is here. Presented by the New Self-Help Foundation, Sunday, June 30th at the Hartwell Theater. Awesome performances by Rico Rolando.
Here we go again, there's something in this water.
Dream Chasers, Radiance Dance Studio, UCCI Dance Company, Centerpoint Dance Studio, Cayman National Dance Company, and more. Hosted by Anika Connolly and Lloyd Barker. Part of the proceeds from the Talent Exposition will go to support the training program of the arts. Tickets are available from the #1 shoe shop and Winner's Circle Sports. Prepaid tickets $15 or $20 at the gate. The 2024 Talent Exposition of the Arts, Tranquility, Sunday, 30th June at the Hartwell Theater. Gates open at 5. Show starts starts at 6. Get your tickets today.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Mr. McLean, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Rosie, and one thing I need to say, right?
Okay.
Yes.
The Constitution, Steve, makes it very specific. It says when a party wins a majority, the majority of that majority will write the governor and say we are putting this person in as premier.
Mm-hmm.
The governor shall swear that person in as premier. Don't say anything about any ministers yet, you know. You remember we used to elect all the ministers down by the Legislative Assembly. We gone past that. If we want to embrace the Constitution, we gone past that. A little more, gone way past that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it further goes on to say that the now Constitution, it says the governor shall swear in ministers, which shall be 7, on the advice of the premier. No consultation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Advice.
Yeah.
That means the premier has just hired you to come in there. You know, Parliament has nothing to do with it now, you know.
That's right.
And when the premier has decided, like Steve said, the collective responsibility that we got to do this, the majority of them say we got to do it. There may be some objections, but you got to follow the line.
That's right.
You stay between the white lines, never cross the yellow. And when you decide that you got to venture out against that yellow, the premier says to you, listen to me. I am sponsoring this bill. I am presenting this bill, and make that minister sit there. Let's test you to see whether you go with collective responsibility. Because if you vote against me, and there's no conscience vote, when we get back to the glass house administration building, you pack your things, my friend.
That's right.
You're out of here. And the Constitution, Steve, did not say that you couldn't run the country with only 7 ministers or 5, you know. It
That's
says
right.
you can have up to 8.
Up to, yeah. No
Up to,
yep.
yes.
Limit.
Why is it that we wear our hearts on our sleeve and concerned about the next election? You know, I'm not in the favor of the people of this country any longer, Steve, but I can tell you this. The experience that I gained from the people of East End in trusting me with that position for 20 and a half years, I am going to express. Because there are those in there who have no idea of where they are. This is not, like I said before, this is not a fish shop. You're not selling fried fish and fritters, man. We need to get back to the governance that is required to manage and make decisions. Stop. I'll borrow a word from my good friend Anthony Eden. Stop pussyfooting around with the country, man.
Yes.
Steve, you know me, Steve.
Yes.
When we finished the East-West Arterial up there, all within 2 years, you and the governor get up there, but I should be awarded OBE, and then you get up, you were my greatest advocate, but let's let him go back there now. And you get up, yes, I think Mr. McLean should be awarded a Queen's Award for the work that he has done the last 2 years. You remember when I get up, I say,
yes,
it will not be worn on my lapel.
Yes.
Anything for this country is fine.
Yeah.
But want to see no bronze on me from overseas, you know.
Yeah, well, the problem I find that I don't find in other jurisdictions mostly is that here we do not what the word should I use, Mr. For the Record? We do not put forward our best people, our people who have knowledge, understanding, and educated. Where seems to
don't
be
elevate them, yeah.
We do not elevate them. We seems to be the people that everybody does dislike.
But Steve,
and then we are the minority in our country.
Steve,
And then you like we have some politicians who completely grotesquely are the character of their own ignorance. They don't even read the Constitution. I don't know if they could have a good conversation constitutional wise with anyone outside of their realm.
Steve, may I pause you there? Give you reason to pause on that particular position. Steve, when I went into politics, Steve, I was a lowly engineer, marine engineer, and then all kind of other engineering stuff I did. Steve, I didn't know very much either, but I had a heart. That is why that election fee, nomination fee, has been set so that anyone can do it. Steve, if you have a heart, you need to get into it. You need to immerse yourself in it. Steve, I was in about 5 businesses, and I severed all ties from them. My brothers with our heavy equipment, everything. I severed all ties, Steve, because that's what I wanted to contribute. That's where I wanted to contribute to my country. And Steve, it's a simple thing. You need to immerse yourself in it. You cannot, and I'll leave you with this one, Steve, and you can comment afterwards. Parliament, Cabinet, under the immigration law, you're very aware of this, Steve, is the only entity in this country that can deport someone. The courts have the right to recommend.
That's right.
Recommend.
That's right. It's part of the sentencing. Yeah, the recommendation of a deportation after you have been convicted in a court of law.
Running out of time, Mr. McLean, and going to let you wrap up.
No, see, the board then has the right to recommend. Only the cabinet can do it. When you see cabinet ministers writing to the board after the board has written a potential deportee to say that they're considering it, you have 28 days, I think it is, to respond, and you see a cabinet member writing that board to try to resend that, still we got a problem.
Yes.
Because only him or her can exercise deportation in this country. Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. McLean. Folks, we have reached the top of the hour. Our headline news at 9 o'clock. I believe we do have a caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The former premier heads to court today as jury selection is expected to start in his trial related to a rape allegation. The Honorable Makiba Bush has denied the charges, which stem from an incident reportedly dating back more than 20 years. Attacks on police posts, churches, and synagogues have left 19 people and 5 gunmen dead in Russia. At least 16 people were taken to the hospital with injuries after the Sunday evening attack. 3 days of mourning have been declared in the area, predominantly Muslim republic in southern Russia. The apparently coordinated attacks targeted several cities on the Orthodox festival of Pentecost, with an Orthodox priest among those killed. And a massive factory fire that began after several lithium batteries exploded has killed at least 22 people in South Korea. The blaze broke out this morning about 28 miles south of the capital, Seoul. South Korea is a leading producer of lithium batteries, which are used in many items from electronics to laptops. The fire official said 18 Chinese, 1 Laotian, and 2 South Korean workers are confirmed dead. Those are your headlines. I'm Kersley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. One caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Orrett Connor and Dr. Steve.
Good morning. Good
sir.
morning.
Concerning conservation law.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to suggest to the government and the people of the Cayman Islands who are able to vote not to build that cruise ship pier in Georgetown. Because if they do, the sea surge in that area is going to seriously damage that area in Georgetown. And they speak of small businesses and so forth going out of business because of not having the cruise ship there. Well, they're going to have some serious regrets, those small businesses in that area, if they do build that cruise ship there, because the sea surge in that area after building that cruise ship pier is going to seriously damage that whole area in Georgetown.
Okay. Any suggestions in terms of if we're going to build a pier, where it should go?
Yes.
Well, I think we should be grateful and always remember in COVID-19 we never had one cruise ship in that Georgetown area, not even one. So now that we have a few coming in now, we need to be thankful and grateful, because after that whole Georgetown area is destroyed, the Cruise Ship Association is not going to help pay for it. Thank you very much.
But caller, don't you still haven't answered my question? Any suggestions in terms of where it should go?
Well, I think we should just leave it alone.
You mean meaning that we shouldn't seek then to build any piers to increase the number of cruise ship arrivals or passengers in the Cayman Islands? We should keep it as it is.
That is my suggestion, because if we do build for those mega ships, we're going to seriously destroy that whole area in Georgetown.
And you don't think that there's anywhere else on the island that the cruise ship pier could go?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Doc, anything you want to opine on that? We see, the opposition leader for the opposition talking, about the tourism plan that is needed and the promises that were made. But do we really want, at this point in time, with less than a year left in elections, to get involved in any tourism plan that may be a moot point or, moot issue, depending on who gets reelected and who forms the government? Should we really spend our time on that at this point?
I think not. I think what anyone who's running for election should do is to make that part of their manifesto and come back to the people to see if the people give them a mandate to do so. But right now, the people have not given them any mandate to put in a pier or to build in a pier in the Georgetown Harbor. They have no politician has a mandate to do that. And what they should do if they want to do it, they shouldn't be talking about it just about 6 months, 8 months before the Parliament is prorogued. They should put it in their manifesto, and they should go to the people on the platforms, different on the 19 platforms in the island, and they should get the mandate from the people to do so or not to do so. That's my position on it.
Okay. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about, oh, we have a caller? 2 callers. Okay, so let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Lord.
Tried calling you earlier.
Yes.
You probably see a missed call from me.
Yeah, I was doing my hour exercise and I left the phone in the car.
Oh, okay.
And I tried returning Doc's call too over the weekend, but I guess he upset because I didn't answer the first time, then he wouldn't answer me back.
No, my phone is down. I took my phone the other day to get it repaired, but it's too. They told me everywhere I go to say the phone is too old now. You should be getting a new phone.
That phone almost like you.
Yes. So it's not holding the charge anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Concerning the last caller, concerning the cruise berthing and things like that, we'll see. If we don't build some facilities to accommodate the larger ships, eventually there will be no ships. There will be no cruise industry. You know that, right?
Yep.
Because they keep upgrading. They're not going to build smaller ships. They're going to build bigger ships. So as they keep building bigger ships, because I can remember when the Oasis and Laura came out, that was the biggest one in the world. And now they got the Icon, and then they got other ones coming behind. So eventually, it will all be big ships. Just like how we went from schooners for paddling Dora to schooners to motorboats, and now small cruise ship, bigger cruise ship, and now really bigger cruise ship. Eventually, then it will be out of the cruise business if we don't prepare somewhere for the larger ships to dock. Concerning the conversation with Mr. McLean about cabinet and its powers, OC, I think you could answer this with: is it right that cabinet can call border control after border control have made somebody exercise all their rights to remain on island as a visitor, and they have now determined that the person has to go? They do what they call your final, the book or something, final your time. Is that right then? Does cabinet then have that right? Not cabinet, but the ministry that department is responsible for to call over and instruct border control to extend the person time, just so the person can remain on island, no emergency, no medical reason or anything.
I would call that interference. I would call that interference with the responsibilities of the person who's head of the Customs and Border Control. Now, as the head, I would certainly hear out the decision or the request. Personally, what I would say to them, I don't think I would give my reasons for not wanting to do so, but I would also say to them, if you really want me to do it, and I would do this at my own peril, risk of my own peril, please put it in writing to me.
Yeah.
This way, no one can deny it later on. Put it in writing what it is that you want me to do. And then I would also seek either outside legal advice on a personal level or go to the AG's chambers to seek advice as to whether or not, because cabinet can give directives to the various boards or to the head of work or the head of customs and border control, but it should be a collective directive that is done by
governor and cabinet,
right? Not a personal basis. Doc, you want to
yeah, and I would like to know if the person has exhausted all of their legal remedies, because
I think he said they have.
They had.
Doc, this is somebody here has on a tourist status, as visitor status.
Visitor, as a visitor.
Yeah. You don't have that much rights. Once you time up,
Yes.
You got to go. You don't keep running to the immigration paying $100 to get extended.
So would they have given the reason why they wanted the person's time to be extended further?
Somebody made a call to somebody in the ministry, and the ministry jumped on the phone and called border control and direct them to extend the person's time. And because it came from the ministry,
what ministry?
Lower border control.
The ministry has responsibility.
Yeah, the ministry have responsibility for that particular section of government. Yeah,
they would have to put that in writing.
Yes.
In writing to me, and I would respond in kind in terms of in writing as well, and then whatever happens from there happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, later.
Thank you very much. Let's grab the next caller before we go to a break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor, and good morning, Mr. McField.
Good morning, sir. Good to hear your voice.
Thank you. I've been listening to the discussion that you two gentlemen have there this morning. I find it very interesting and very enlightening. I hope that a big part of our population are listening, because it's through these type of discussions that people can learn about the way things work. Perhaps the first one I could comment on was, I think there's a bit of confusion. There were two instances earlier when I think it was you who spoke of an election being stopped in Georgetown, and I remember in my days when I used to be around Matilda's Corner quite a bit, that I understood that my friend there, Edmund Seymour, was the one that
Yes.
and actually closed that box down and said there's no more voting here today. And that was the end of it. I remember various conversations, discussions about that. And the other instance was where the town hall came into discussion was in 1970 when I led the demonstration.
Oh, yes.
Castro, the change in the law where people would never know, they're not from those times or they don't read, but one of the recommendations was to cut the island in two, like where old South Sound Road, where it met Red Bay. They were talking about cutting it right across to the North Sound and putting a bridge over there. And there were various arguments that were advanced for why they would want to do that. Some was that the people on the western end was better than those of us on the eastern end. But the government, the town hall was locked up, and I was there. I saw it. And when Mr. Creddock got so angry, he was ready to beat in his face, and he struck the microphone, and he said, this is not continuing here till all of these plywood is taken off these windows. So that happened. That's real. That's true history that occurred on that occasion when the debate was going on about that cadastral survey.
And there was there a British warship, either in port or outside our waters?
The Sirius. She was there, and Mr. Desmond and those did have soldiers off the warship in the government house.
That's right, yes.
And myself and Ira Walton and Miss Annie went there. We went upstairs. We didn't know that downstairs there were a whole bunch of soldiers of the warship, and they were well armed. No question about it. That all came out afterwards because there was the great fear that, there was going to be some sort of insurrection or whatever. So that is a fact as well. And that's the biggest turnout that has ever been in Cayman yet for a march.
Yes, that's the largest march Cayman ever produced in the whole history of the politics in Cayman. And that march and the aftermath of it is produced in the things called Caymanian politics, written by a gentleman from the Uppsala University in Sweden.
That's correct. Absolutely. Yeah. And the old and the young, the rich and the poor, and everybody was there that day. People on walking with a crutch stick and everything else. But that was one major turnout because you were fooling in people's land, and they had suggestions there like that there would be house lots for an acre, and you couldn't use smaller lots and all of that stuff, and that was something that was major, and it was 1970.
Okay.
But the other one, OC, that I'd like to comment on is the idea of the East-West arterial. OC, 11 days before the cabinet ceased to exist in 2005, I was able to get that road gazette, which had been talked about for 25 years. And the thing that really bothers me, OC, there's no question if that road is needed, because the people who live on the east suffer every single day. Coming into Georgetown, like Peg Borden would say, all roads lead to Georgetown. And you got kids getting up 4:30 in the morning and so on to catch the bus, for the bus to get into the traffic as well, to get to Georgetown, that these kids won't be late. That road is necessary. And speaking, I heard Arden McLean earlier speaking, and I can say this as a fact as well. After Hurricane Ivan, in Peace Bay and on Guardhouse Hill, the sand that was washed in by the ocean was higher than Guardhouse Hill had risen at least 5 feet more. And it was when Arden took an unloader machine and started driving that eastward to make a track through the sand up by Peace Bay and right in on to East End. I was then in charge of public works, and it hit the Friday night. The Saturday we were on the hurricane attack. The Sunday it was still blowing that we couldn't go anywhere. On Monday it was before I could get there, and indeed Arden could get to East End, because the sea had completely stopped blocked the road along the coastline.
The sea had taken some of the road away.
Yeah, it had destroyed it.
Yes.
You made the point earlier about the tsunami the same way.
Yes.
I mean, it is essential to this country to have a road through the center of the island, so that if it gets to the extreme that we are attacked by the sea as such, at least there's a chance that there can still be some communication by road if it goes through the middle of the island.
Yeah, Mr. McLean, before we go to our commercial break, can you explain to us what was the ramification of the gazettal of that road? What did that mean? You reserved, there was area that was reserved for that. How binding was or is that?
Mr. Connor, that was, I understand that they have messed around or changed it in different ways around some swamps and that type of stuff, but that was gazetted by description by the Lands and Survey, Governor Dinwiddie was then the governor, and it was a unanimous decision that road needed to be. We had visits from British MPs down here at that time who saw what happened in Hurricane Ivan and who supported the whole idea. And that is 19 years ago. And here we are now talking about, it shouldn't be, it shouldn't this. And you know, the thing that really bothers me, a lot of these people have simply appeared here. They are not us who live here and know what a hurricane is about, and the fact that we are drastically affected. And like Mr. McField said, there is something called hog power. It should be used. It should be used to put that road through from where it is now straight into East End. It would make a complete difference in this country. It would open up the interior. I wouldn't say that there wouldn't be the people with all the money that would buy every piece of land where the road on both sides of the road, but the government has the authority to put in place certain regulations and laws to say that can't happen just so I don't, or the government itself buy it.
Yeah.
But it needs to be done, and this story about we are destroying the environment and so on, for God's sake, I mean, a 50-foot strip of road to relieve life in this country. We need to do something for ourselves.
Yep.
You know, it's truly, to me, it is truly distressing. But I thank you.
Thank you,
Mayor, for raising the matter and discussing it like you have. And I just hope the government can be persuaded to do something about it. It's little use to have power if you don't know how to use it.
Yes. So true. Mr. McLean, thank you very much. We've gone way beyond our commercial break. We still have other callers on hold. We will take those callers as soon as we return. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're adjusting our commercial breaks a little bit because of my tardiness. No, I didn't want to interrupt Mr. McLean. I wanted him to be able to complete. So we're going to take our next commercial break at 9:40, and then the next one after that will be at 9:50. So after this, when we go to our next break, we'll have only 10 minutes to talk after that. We do have callers on hold. Let's go back to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Mr. McField.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, I didn't catch Graham and the other guy conversation in regards to cruise ship. I just caught a little piece of it. If we was to build a pair, how long would it take to build a pair?
About 2 years.
2 years. Oh, okay. Mr. McField, I am puzzled and worried. Can you shine some light on here I want to ask a question. Can you tell me where you could see what a new government or the same government could give us in the new election, knowing that Cayman has gone to the limit it is at right now? What, as voters, what are we going to gain if we vote this coming year in election, knowing that people can't get property, can't get a home, can't enter the beach properly, and so forth and so forth. The cost of living is extremely high. What you see they could offer us next year, Mr. McField? You have an insight?
No, I don't have any insight. You have to find candidates who can do that for you. I don't have any insight. I'm a thinker, but I don't have a magic wand.
Well, nobody has a magic wand, but common sense and a lot of the things will tell us, we already lost so much. Mm-hmm. What can they come now and offer us, especially our young people that is so desperate of need? What can they offer us, and what kind of living can they offer the senior citizens except falling on need assessment that's going to file bankruptcy one day sooner or later? I'm just puzzled. But, I guess we all got to wait and see. And go ahead.
Yeah, and you have to be vigilant, and you have to wait and see, and you have to be very cautious and use your power very cautiously and very sparingly. You have your vote now. That is when you speak now. You have the power to speak, and that is the only time that you're going to have that until 2026, 2029. I think, yes.
And you know what I can't understand? All of these governments that we have had, and some of them are still in and some is not in, and they can shine better lights right now than they can when they was into the house. What is it? Is it that they're waking up, or they can see foresight now that they couldn't see before?
It's the nature of politics, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. So, well, Mr. McField and OC, I don't know what to say because it not looking good. It not looking good. So it still take 2 years to build a dock.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and that depends on where it's being built and what how large as well.
Yes.
So a lot of people is feeling that all small cruise ships will be eliminated in years to come. They're gonna just be humongous cruise ships. Are the boats and the islands looking to see how many of these islands has a pier for their boats to pull up alongside the piers that they're hounding so hard on the Cayman Island?
Most of them already do.
Yes.
I see.
Including the BVI,
Yes, right.
which is a much smaller population than the Cayman Islands, yes. but certainly has more options when it comes to harbor.
Yeah,
they have piers.
Yeah, more geographical options that we have.
But caller, what I would say, I wouldn't take such a dystopian view of the Cayman Islands, because there are certain things that can be reversed.
Yes,
there are some that may be irreversible.
Yes,
but some things that can be reversed. And I think what Dr. McField would say would be listen to what the candidates have to say. But not only that, then when they are elected, hold them accountable. And while there are some people who believe that you can only hold a politician to account when it comes to the next election, I disagree with that. Because if you put sufficient pressure on them, they will have to respond before the next election cycle.
Yeah, and look at their actions. Look at their track records. And make sure that you don't support anyone who doesn't give you things like district councils and stuff and things like that.
Yes, because that's where you get an opportunity to have your say.
But Mr. Connor and Ms. McField, look at what we're going through right now, and then in the past 2 years going down the line. You don't see none of these politicians. You don't hear from them. I was happy to hear Mr. McLean talking this morning. I think that not because they're not in the house, they mustn't come in and still talk to us. But I think I said that wrong some time ago. That they don't have to come out. They don't want to because it is a government running the island now. So it's their privilege now to stay quiet. But then again, all of a sudden now next year now everybody gonna start popping up and confusing people. I mean, come on. And you know what I can't understand, Osi and Mr. McField, we put these people in to work for us, and they are being paid a good sum of money, good salary. Don't talk about the benefits because they'll have benefits until they die. Like some people, not everybody can die comfortable and have great benefits and leaving a pile behind for their families, their grandchildren, and so forth. They don't even acknowledge you. And they don't have no meetings. They don't even call as if you're dead or alive. They don't even. I just don't understand what they're doing. Why is everybody so comfortable? And why are they continue to still pass all these buildings to be going down? And CUC is planning on doing something, but that's sooner or later. See, yesterday in the neighborhood here, right? There's a pole in my yard. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
There's a pole here in my yard, and this is about the fourth time now that pole has they got this fuse up there they call protecting your property when if an animal like a bird got there, you go on and hits this fuse, it pops off, right, and it kills the animal and it makes a big explosion and scared the heck out of you, and it even made one of my pots of plant drop off of the hanger. That's how loud it was. And this has been going on in Newlands now. Especially this pole. This is about the fourth time now. So you see, I had to come out here to put up a new fuse. And I don't know why they're not saying, but this pole is giving trouble. There's a lot of birds in this area. We got to do something to not let this happen so often. You understand? And I mean, what are we going to gain if anything happened to anything in our homes? All electronics and whatever the case may be. You understand where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm,
They make noise at the airport to run the birds at the airport. I'm not telling you to bring anything here to make noise in the neighbors and the people's ears. You understand? But they see this thing not working up there. Every time a bird touch it, it pops off, throws off your electricity for a while. And it was pretty fast coming out. I must say it was very efficient. They came out and changed it. And sent the fire truck and all that, which I didn't really thought was necessary. But they still send them. But they all came out at a good time. And it wasn't no extremely delayed in their service of what they came and do. And I just saw in the papers where somebody's getting ready to do a big development here and there. Where are the electricity coming from? I'll leave you guys with that.
Okay.
We need competition.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Ormond here. Good morning, Dr. C. McField.
Good morning, Mr. Morgan. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking a while back when you was talking about the Constitution, what it calls for, in good governance. I think what the government is doing with the East-West artillery, that has a lot of merits to it. But I don't see how we can wrap everything up like we're making fish tea with breadfruit and cassava and everything put in that pot. Meaning, some of the other things that I see going on here, and I'll come to another point. The blunders that was made with the status grants, how can we afford for something like that? No. The people of the country, of the island, needs to have some say in what goes on with that development plan they're talking about. You just can't leave that to cabinet to make their decisions. No, the people have to have a say. And if you got a good governance, as you say, then give the people a break. Hear what they're going to say. What is the rush to get this thing done?
I agree with you.
My opinion, the rush is to get this thing done so people don't have time to take, so it goes through and is all covered. Like you got these people coming from all over, including South Africa, and saying, you guys trying to fight against it, but it's a done deal. I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm from South Africa. And of course it was a done deal. How do you address that?
Mm-hmm. And caller, I would say to you that the status grants, that wasn't a blunder. That was a deliberate act.
Yes.
You
know,
you're certainly right.
It was
a deliberate, but then again, that scab, that sore, every day they taking the scab off of the sore. So
yeah, we're reminded of it every day. Yep.
Yeah, and then if you're not careful, what they want to do now, that'll be another one. Give us chance to have some say. Don't talk about you're going to put all of these 12-story buildings up on 7 Mile Beach that you're going to accommodate 100,000 people. That the original people, Caymanians, would not have any space to go on the original road guys.
That is why we need the advisory district councils, because in the case of your district in West Bay, your people would be able to then advise and to opine on what is happening there. The people who are affected by the east-west arterial, and yes, it goes through several constituencies, but even if you had an advisory district council for the entire Bordentown district, encompassing the four constituencies, you would still have it. That is why we need to ensure that Section 119 of the Constitution
is implemented.
Yeah. You're certainly right. You're certainly right what you're saying, but the indications are that the elected people they don't want that to happen. That's how we see it. They don't want it to happen. But
then we shouldn't elect them.
Then you shouldn't elect them again.
Absolutely.
That should be the central, portion of their platform. In terms, that should be the big question out there. What are you going to do about a law creating creating advisory district councils, and when will it take place?
And a law and councils that the Constitution directs you to do.
Yeah.
It's a direction of the Constitution. There shall be district councils.
Thank you so much. And then again, election is about 8-9 months away. Some of those politicians, to the best of my knowledge, you can say now in 4 years, they have never had one public meeting in the district of West Bay. Okay?
Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you very much. Speaking of elections, for those out there who listened to the show on Friday, I understand that the word out there is that it was said on this show that the elections would be moving to November. No, that wasn't said. One of our callers made the suggestion, in talking about things, saying that one of the things was that we need to move the elections, back to November. I may have mentioned about the possibility of early elections, but I also said, whether or not it would be wise to have early elections, with less than a year, left to go. And I believe that is what the independent members and the cabinet, that's what they're trying to avoid. They at least want to survive, until March, around March of next year as well. We're going to take a commercial break. When we take this one, then we're going to take another one. Miss Susan at 10 minutes to 10 as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding Pain Cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Just in time for summer, it's the sizzling hot appliance sale at Brand Source Home Gallery. Save 25% off all appliances now until the end of June. That's 25% off on all appliances at Brand Source. Don't miss this opportunity to replace aging appliances and get 1 year plus warranty on new appliances. The sizzling hot appliance sale now until the end of June at Brand Source, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 for details. Are you ready to step into the future? Digicell's superfast 5G network is here. Experience more lightning-fast speeds, more seamless connectivity, and more possibilities. Available with all Digicell bundles. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working, our 5G technology takes your experience to a whole new level. The future is here. Visit any of our stores today and join Cayman's superfast 5G network. Digicell. Better connected.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
If you're a parent, you know that providing your child with a quality early childhood education can be expensive. However, the Ministry of Education offers financial assistance through its Early Childhood Assistance Program to help qualifying Caymanian families cover the costs at registered early childhood settings. Visit our online application portal at moeapplications.gov.ky to learn more and get started. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. Doc, one of our listeners has opined about the elections office, and they wanted to mention to the elections office and other sources who are involved in the upcoming elections. And they point out that those who were 14 years of age during the last election are now reaching the voting age as well. And they point out the fact that Minister Bryan was extremely instrumental in encouraging young people to get out there and be registered. And they again want to encourage us to get out there, get young people to be involved, get the young people to be registered as well. And then another listener has written and said that they missed part of the discussion, but they on the East-West Arterial, but they're asking, please note that virtually everyone is in favor of the East-West Arterial being built. However, the concern is that government must ensure that they choose the best route that will have the least negative impact on the natural environment, in particular the mangroves, which be in existence even blind Bartimaeus would see serve to protect life, including of humans. Let's not forget Hurricane Ivan and the part played by Grand Cayman's mangroves in saving lives as well. So, but then that is something that the government and the environmental interest groups to me that they should sit and solve this rather than going through this this public adversarial position
to the
that
government
is being taken, on it. And whether or not there's someone or some entity, private sector or otherwise, who are trying to drive who are trying to drive a wedge through the whole thing, is another matter. And we know that there are likely to be competing interests because there are certain persons who don't want the road to go near to their property,
yes,
while there are others who want it to go near to enhance the value of their property.
Yes, and there are no modern ways to do engineering where the environment is concerned. I mean, they should go to Florida and see how they're building turnpikes through the swamp and through the forest and so forth. There, you don't have to dump up the swamp to put a flat road through it. You can do an elevated road through the swamp, and it's the same thing. They're spending all kinds of money going around the back of Hurley's and everything like that. And they are only going to make the problems much worse than is. Because when they build that road now through in the back of Hurley's and it comes out now, you're going to have all of these roads meeting at that crossroad, at that roundabout. What they need to do is build an overpass over Hurley's area. One overpass going south to the South Sound Road and one overpass coming east and going west. It's going to cost some money, of course, to do it. But then the problem is solved. It's like putting, what's they call it, bandage on open wounds.
Yes.
Putting
a band-aid on a huge cut.
So I agree with the caller that we should try to find the best route to put the road that we don't cause a lot of environmental damage. But there are all kinds of things that you can do today in building roads that can mitigate against environmental damage.
Yes, definitely. Ms. Susan, we're ready to take that last commercial break now, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and our car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Just in time for summer, it's the sizzling hot appliance sale at Brand Source Home Gallery. Save 25% off all appliances now until the end of June. That's 25% off on all appliances at Brand Source. Don't miss this opportunity to replace aging appliances and get 1 year plus warranty on new appliances. The sizzling hot appliance sale now until the end of June at Brand Source, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 for details.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio K-Man app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiokman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All
the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're in the last leg of the show this morning with Susan. If there are no calls, then we're going to close the phone lines off. I have a few WhatsApp messages and I want to give Dr. McField an opportunity for some closing comments as well. This person has written and said that as an indigenous Caymanian and Easterner that they disagree with callers about the east-west arterial being built. Says the east-west arterial road should only be considered when we have enough Caymanians that there is no other choice but to build a road. We should not be building roads based on a transient population. We need to reverse the effects that has been allowed to happen to the island, and only then we will be in a better position. You know, that writer has some
That's some merit to what that writer says. Yes, that's some merit to what that writer says.
We are expanding, we are building because we are allowing all and sundry to be able to own a vehicle in the Cayman Islands and to drive in the Cayman Islands, irrespective of where you're from. And we, Constitution doesn't allow us to discriminate in relation to nationality, but also the fact that you are only here on a transient basis.
That's
no
right.
guarantee that you will be able to remain here permanently, even though the way our laws are designed.
Yes, you may be.
You may come to that conclusion.
Yes. As Frank said when he came off the flight from Jamaica in the 1950s, and Sergeant Nixon was the chief immigration officer.
Yes, Frenchy, yeah.
And he had a little podium just in between the plane and the terminal. And he said, "How long are you staying?" He said, "Forever." And Frank never left the island.
Yep. Yeah. So, Doc, very quickly, and you could opine on this if you want as well. I see, we talk about radars in the Cayman Islands and what we need to do to protect our borders. Turks and Caicos Islands, they will soon have 4 radars. And, of course, we consist of 3 islands, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman. Turks and Caicos, they have, many more islands. So you can understand why. But they will soon have 4 radars to assist with detection of illegal sloops. That's what the governor over there has announced recently. Says that the governor's office said that in parallel to the Turks and Caicos government's investment in border security initiatives, the governor secured support from the UK Joint Marine Security Centre to install 4 coastal surveillance sites across the Turks and Caicos Island. Work began in April, with 2 sites now operational and the remaining 2 to be installed before the end of the summer. The locations of the radar will not be revealed for security reasons. So again, here I know you've talked in the past about, using radars and stuff like that to help to protect our borders. Seeing it being done in Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, but the radar that we have is it's not really a border control radar. It's more of a weather radar. We have no border control radars. I would like to know more about the complements of those radars. I'd like to know more about what they can do, more about the substance of them. And the reason why I would like to know that is because if we are going to do that, and it's the last thing you said, that they're not their positions is not going to be revealed.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
I remember
mm-hmm.
when we were doing the cameras, I did some research on them and found out that the cameras that we put up here are ordinary cameras that you can put up ordinarily. In a way, there are cameras that you can put up now that even if a gun flashes 20 miles away, the radars can tell you, can pick up the flash and can tell you how far away and what position the gun was, the flash came within 2 yards of the not within 2 meters, not less than 2 feet from the flash, and it can read meters. It can even read people in the cars, and so we got a bad deal with those cameras with those cameras. So it would be very interesting to know who manufactured these radars. Because that's something that we need immediately to protect our border, because our border, although you said that the Turks and Caicos Islands have a larger border than us because they have more islands, but it would be very interesting to know, and if you can do some research on them, and so that we can discuss that when we have not another show, but sometimes when we do a show.
And it would be good if either our governor here links up with the governor in the TCI or the minister responsible for border control here, communicates with their minister, over there, as well.
Yes.
And while we're not washing away in money, we may not necessarily need the UK's
assistance,
financial assistance in that regard. While at the same time, we could ask for it, but we may not need it, as well. One person has said that good to hear Dr. McField back. I thought I recently read that the only thing now holding up the East. The only thing holding up the environmental impact assessment report for the road now is the NRA's hydrology report. That's all that is needed. Well, I don't know. And whether it is then necessary for any changes to be made to the National Conservation Act if they have reached the point where it is likely to be resolved, as far as how the East.
Well, I would love it to be resolved.
Run,
because this back and forth and these challenges to a government who has the right to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the colony, they're not good. They're not good, and it shows that there's so many odds here. So many people are our odds here, and that's not good for the country. The country should be more compromised, and there should be more people working together for the benefit of all the people in the country.
Okay, Doc. Any closing comments?
Well, it seems to me that some members of Parliament have little or no interest in bringing the people together to build a future for them and their children. The Constitution is in most parts ignored, and the people's ability to self-respect and economic dignity are replaced by cheap indentured slave labor that politicians use to make money, to further subjugate the people who they are supposed to liberate. So I would say, the lady who called this morning about what to do next year, who to vote for, I would say one of the most pressing and fundamental things that the new 19 MPs have to do when they come together next year in April, besides jockeying for the position of Premier, is to define in the Parliament terms of the rights of Caymanians to jobs and equal protection pursuant to Section 16 of the Constitution, entrenched Bill of Rights. That's what I would tell her. I wrote that down after she called.
Okay. I wanted to say to Mr. McLean, Gilbert McLean,
yes,
if he got the opportunity to look at the collage of photos that were produced by the Compass, and there was a photograph of Mr. Gilbert McLean, Mr. Roy Borden, Mr. McKeever Bush, and Mr. John Jefferson. And I don't know if they were traveling.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did they? Were they going to the UK?
I don't know.
At that point in time, or where?
I don't know. They didn't say where they were going.
No. It just you know the photos brought back memories and stuff like that, but there wasn't sufficient explanation as to what they represented at that point in time, and that's the only criticism that I have of that. But I think at the same time they invite people to make comments. But no doubt, if they have taken it from an article, the article would have said what the photo was in relation to.
They may have taken it from the Northwestern magazine. One of the Northwestern magazines.
Quite possible. Yeah.
I have to track it down.
Yeah. Well, Doc, again, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. We'll see how things continue on this week as well.
Okay.
Just get that phone working so I can be in touch with you. I want to thank all of those persons out there who contributed as well. And we hope and we trust that both Dr. McField and myself, that we have been able to shed some light on some of the pressing issues that are taking place in the Cayman Islands. We have heard from you. We give you an opportunity to opine, to give your pass your opinions and your judgment where necessary. If something is factually incorrect, we try to correct that as well without trying to embarrass you in any way. I just want to say to you, we value your contributions, because without you, this show would be absolutely nothing. So I urge you to continue to support Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Kirk Market. Experience a